Dead by Daylight is a game. Is it good? Hell if I know. But all I can say is that recently, with the release of Springtrap, Glitch Trap, My Beloved, the tweaks made to the game, such as survivors spawning together, have made the game harder for killer, and as a byproduct, made survivors more frustrated with the game, which makes them try harder, which makes killers try harder, so they don't get stomped every game. Now, the issue is that generators fly by way too fast for the killer to even remotely have a chance of winning without any slowdown perks, which, if you are new here, slowdown perks are perks that remove generator progress or block them from being done entirely for a certain amount of time, like Eruption or Deadman Switch. Now, most killers have a power that helps them in chase. As the player gets more time into the killer, the better they'll be able to use the power to win the chase. So if you're experienced with a killer power, then chases could last from 10 seconds to 30 seconds to forever. I had one night game where I chased a Claudette around the Grim Pantry for the entire time. I was not happy that day. But survivors have perks too. Many extend the chase from a dozen seconds to making you lose the game, because the chase lasted too long. Survivors these days always run one exhaustion perk because they are usually a guaranteed way of extending chase by a decent amount of time, by getting you out of a bad loop, or just letting you get further away upon being hit, which can negate some killer powers that can easily screw you over if you're in the wrong place. Survivors will typically have one more chase perk like Finesse, and the others will be reserved for healing perks or generator perks. With the new way survivors spawn, a lot of people will run Prove Thyself to get that early generator pressure on the killer, as well as pressure on the last generator. Killers get frustrated at losing early gens, which snowballs into them losing the whole game by the 5th down, which can cause them to start doing tactics that survivors really hate. I myself do not enjoy tunneling or camping, but if I get frustrated enough with how fast gens are going, I will do these scummy tactics to have a chance at winning. Survivors have responded to these tactics by running heal-off hook perks like Resurgence, or anti-tunneling perks like Off the Record. This does not deter killers though, it only makes them more angry when they try to attempt these tactics. Killers will try running more slowdown perks than chase perks. A killer like Nemesis will trade off Dark Arrogance and Bamboozle for Corrupt Intervention and Pop Goes the Weasel. In turn, survivors will begin to bring toolboxes and more annoying chase perks and gen perks, just to keep up with the killer who runs nothing but slowdowns. To give you an idea of how important and powerful slowdown is on killers, here's how a game with no slowdown will typically go. First survivor found in the first 30 seconds of the game, and the chase lasts 1 minute. They got a couple pallets on you, they immediately dropped Shack Pallet, and they got some good distance on you, but you got them eventually. In that time, 2 generators have popped because the chase took too long, and the others were working on gens the whole time. 2 survivors on one generator, and the third working by themselves. Second chase begins not long after the first hook, which takes 40 seconds, because you used your power well. In that time, the hook survivor has been healed and is already working on a generator, and another gen is halfway done because the other survivor that was working by themselves immediately began working on the next gen. By the time your third chase is done, another 2 generators will have popped, and all 3 other survivors are healthy. By the time your 4th chase has begun, the last generator will be worked on aggressively, and will only take about 30 seconds with 3 survivors on it. And by the time that 4th chase is done, both exit gates are already being powered by the other survivors. Unless somebody dies, or you get some really good chases in early, you are done for and cannot get killed easily. But what if Corrupt Intervention was used? Well, that early game pressure from survivors is gone, but you still have to keep chases relatively short to maybe at most a minute. And if a survivor keeps the chase going for even 2 minutes, you've lost. You've just lost it. As long as they don't blunder, you've lost. Alright, you lost pretty badly last game, and you're not very happy about it. Let's throw in another slowdown perk. Hop goes the Weasel. Well, now you've got a higher chance of winning. You can now remove a lot of survivor effort in seconds with one successful chase. but you still have to keep chases short, albeit with a little more leniency. But you know what? You felt like Pop didn't do much last game, so let's add pain resonance. It's essentially Pop right as you hook someone on that sweet, sweet white hook. You can now remove a ton of survivor progress with one successful chase as soon as you hook someone, which is very, very good for interrupting generators that are almost completed because pain resonance targets the highest progressing generator. You can now win the game with decent effort put in. But oh wait, the survivors are stepping up their game to match your slowdown build. People are now bringing in brand new parts to reduce gen repair time and styptic agents to increase chase time. So you finally sacrifice your final perk slot, which was dedicated to Mindbreaker for some reason, for another slowdown perk. Now the games are very hard to win for both sides, requiring a lot of thought from the killer and a lot of teamwork from the survivors. So essentially solo queue, which is what I mainly play, is a nightmare. That overly long scenario was to help you make out why playing as either side is very frustrating right now. But I have a solution that could do everything or nothing. To set up my solution, let me tell you about old barbecue and chili. This glorious perk used to have a generous plus 25 blood point bonus for every individual survivor you hooked, which meant if you hooked all survivors once, you would double your BP profits at the end of the game. Money. Everybody ran this perk because as much as players will complain about how slow it is to get to P100, or, and this is in reference to Brawl Stars, how little coins they have, everybody plays and stays because of progression. That's why events bring a lot of players back to Dead by Daylight. Aside from new mechanics, the BP bonus is a major boost to progression, and people get that nice dopamine hit of 300k blood points from one game. Once Barbecue lost its blood point bonus, not many people run this perk anymore. All of this is to say that people are incentivized to use certain perks or play at certain times because of blood point bonuses. So my grand solution is to add a blood point bonus to every perk in the game. What I mean by this is that less used perks or straight up bad perks would have a massive blood point bonus that at the end of the game would be given to you. So no matter how bad you played, you would gain a certain amount of blood points. This would encourage uses of perks like Poise, because it would have a 3k blood point bonus added to it just for using it. Using nothing but niche and mild perks would net you maybe 20k guaranteed blood points at the end of the game, and 40k if you're using a blood point offering boost, because this being affected by blood point multipliers is a must. For survivors, all exhaustion perks would be 1k. While bad perks could go up to 5k. Except No Mither. No Mither gets a 10k blood points for obvious reasons. For Killer, most, if not all, perks that affect gens would have a 1k bonus, while Chase perks will have maybe 2 or 3k. Aura Reading perks, or just plain bad perks like Septic Touch, would have a 5k bonus. This would encourage people to use a diverse set of perks to get them their desired blood point bonus, and it would be a boost to progression. Blood point incentivization has been shown to work in the past with Old Barbecue, and I believe would encourage both sides to play less to win, and more to try out a lot of niche perks and try to win with those. Another thing is that certain perks and certain killers could have a decreased blood point bonus to discourage people from using that perk on that killer, because it's just too good on that killer. Mindbreaker on Springtrap right now is amazing because the doors are right next to the generators, and so if you come out of a door, well, survivors can't use their sprint burst on you immediately. So if that goes from like a 5k blood point bonus on every other killer to a 1k blood point bonus on Springtrap, it's going to discourage people from using Mindbreaker. Let me know what you guys think of this idea. Is it bad? Is it good? Will it do nothing if it's introduced? And devs, if you're watching this, or Starvert, neither of you are watching this, but I love you. I love both of you, no matter what. I love you. All right. Thank you for watching. Bye. Excuse me. Bye.